So we're going to talk about some knife statistics and some common things that we see when we're breaking down body cameras of the actions of the bad guy or the attacker, and then the actions or reactions of the police officer. So we utilize a bunch of statistics from an Urban Fit and Fearless. When we're talking about data and statistics, you can take data and kind of bend it or tweak it to what you want. What we really prefer to do is take a neutral study, which is this Urban Fit and Fearless study. It's probably the best one we came across. It breaks down 150 knife attacks. Now break down what the suspect's doing and then what the victim is doing. So what the suspect's doing is really important. And the reason it is now we look at body cam videos of cops getting stabbed by knives, and it's fitting almost to a T what the suspect is doing from what the bullet points of the study is showing. What that tells us is now we have to train to defeat that. So one of the first ones is that the officers, one, are being complacent. Okay, they're getting into this 0 to 3 feet, which is going to happen, but also they're being complacent on human behavior. Where's his hands? Are his hands in his pockets? If his hands are in his pockets, are we getting into this close distance prior to removing them, or removing 1, 2 at a time, those types of things. So don't be complacent, number one. Number two, it's very common that the knife is going to be kept hidden until the very last moment. So that means I'm not going to see the knife, which leads us to number two, which is it's going to be within 3 feet. So now I don't see the knife and I'm within 3 feet, so my reactionary gap is minimized and I'm going to have to process extremely fast. So if it's within 3 feet and I don't see it until it comes out, how fast can I process that? And that is going to take practice, okay? You're going to have to run stress drills over and over again to get that. We have to train to that. But what's more important is when we're training, you can see Matt's leading with his empty hand. The stats from Urban Fit and Fearless also talk about the bad guy's leading with his empty hand between 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5 times. And the reason that does is it's a distraction technique, or it limits my ability to move. If he's hanging on to me and I'm trying to go backwards to get to my gun, which is a common response we see in these videos, it limits that, and now I'm getting stabbed numerous times, okay? So how do we train to beat these things? Leading with his empty hand. I'm within 3 feet and I don't see the knife till it's coming, okay? If he grabs a hold of me, I can't leave the fight now. So if I'm trying to get to my gun and he's stabbing me, I'm behind the 8 ball. So if he leads with his empty hand and he minimizes my ability to move, I need to attack the weapon arm first. And I do that with connection, not deflection. Again, another bullet point thing is smooth arm deflection has very little chance of working. So if he leads with the empty hand, okay, I need to connect to it somehow. I like to reinforce my hands. I don't want to be here where his arms come through. I'm going to connect nice and tight. Now, if he's grabbed a hold of me, okay, whether to clinch or my shirt, doesn't matter, and I try to go backwards, I'm not beating the connection. So I'm going to beat the connection by connecting to the weapon arm. Okay, I'm going to control the weapon arm, and I'm going to beat the elbow. I'm going to move to the elbow of that arm. I beat the connection, now I'm behind it. If I'm armed, I disengage and go to my weapon. If I'm not armed, I'm going to probably stay engaged to this arm, put it on the map, and try to pin it. Right? So that's how I beat him staying connected. If when I turn or he's within that 3 feet and I see him, he's not connecting me, I'm in open space, lateral movement out of space or driving down is going to be a very good option. Again, that doesn't happen most of the time because, again, he's connected to me 3 out of 4 or 5 times with that empty hand. Okay? But practicing that lateral movement will be another solution that you want to work on, another skill set. Shortcomings that we see commonly taught are overhooking and zip tying out. I'm going to overhook, zip tie out. I could be striking, whatever, but Matt's going to try to 100% pull this out. I can't even hold the knife in there, okay? Same time if he comes over the top, okay? I don't want to come over the top and zip tie because, again, now he pulls that out. We know that it's like a sewing machine. He's going to be violent first action, so that knife's coming in and out or coming in and coming back around. So if it is over the top, instead of overhooking, what I prefer is knowing I'm going to connect and I know I'm going to follow the arm because the arm is going to come back to me. So instead of deflecting it, I stay attached. He comes back to me with the knife. Okay, I hollow out and I get behind the blade again. okay? So I'm always just looking to defeat the elbow. I can't stay in the front. Don't be overhooking and zip tying. That stuff just does not work. You guys can train it, you can practice it, and you'll see that they can pull the knife out and you're getting cut. Even if it's on the ribs, I'm getting cut and coming in. If it's up high, I definitely don't want to zip tie because that's my neck that's pulling it out. The best bet is connect to the arm, beat the elbow. Because again, you're probably not going to see the blade till the first attack is coming out. So you may be stabbed once. So another important thing is making sure that you guys are checking yourself, providing medical care after you've solved the situation.